Hello there and welcome back to the Achievement Planner, and today I'm coming to you with a little secret gem game. It's called Kona, and this game is fantastic, and it's really cool for if you like doing challenges as well, because there are some cool challenges you could do for achievements. I love when they have challenges in the achievements. So anyway, it's a first-person game. I actually, it's not a horror game, but I actually was more unsettled by playing this game. But just being alone in it and the atmosphere, it was really creepy. I don't know if they meant it to be a horror game or if they didn't, but it was creepy. So it was a little scary, to be honest, at times. And it was the atmosphere was so good. So if you like that, definitely play this game. But let me talk about it. How about that? All right, so this game has 35 achievements for 1,000 gamer score, 2 out of 10 difficulty. Not super hard. You are going to have some animals, in particular wolves, coming at you. It's not hard to hit them with a melee weapon. There isn't a lot of combat in this, and then at the end there's an enemy that you don't even have to fight. So you can, and in fact there's an achievement related to it. But all right, we'll get to that. Completion time 8 to 12 hours. Really depends on how you play the game through, and I'll explain that now. Playthrough number 1. Story playthrough with all collectibles. So you could just play. I actually did everything except for no vehicles on this playthrough. That's how not difficult it was. But let's just say that you're not going to do that. Story playthrough, you play through everything and you collect everything. And there are a lot of collectibles, and I'm going to go over that with you. And I'll put up a guide. Actually, a couple. I think it's a playlist or it's a guide. I forget exactly, but you'll know because it's on the screen. And then playthrough number 2, you need to beat this game without using any vehicles after a certain point, without drinking any beer or other drinks, without smoking cigarettes, and without using any guns or any firearms. So you just melee. All right, so what does all that mean? Let's go over this. Category 1, story achievements. 9 achievements for 225 gamer score. And these are the ones you're going to get just by playing that story, the first playthrough. There you go. Category 2, miscellaneous achievements. 11 achievements for 170 gamer score. Number 1, sorry, eh? 10 gamer score. In typical Canadian fashion, Carl left $10 for the cutoff chain. That's how the narrator talks like the whole time. In fact, I think he may have said that exact thing. I think that's why it's on there. So in the beginning of the game, you're going to get to this block, this gate, and you're going to go up to the top of the watchtower that's there, and you're going to be able to get bolt cutters, just like in Resident Evil. And you're going to go down, cut the chain, and you're going to be able to go. But if you leave $10 at the little booth that's there under the rock, not only is that kind, but you'll get 10 gamer score. There you go. Number 2, nature lover. Get rid of wolves without killing. How do you do that? Well, you find raw meat in different places, usually in coolers. And as long as you have the raw meat, you throw it, and it looks like they're still going to eat you, and you're like, and then they run away and they chase it. And then the dude says something about only a full belly or whatever he says. I don't know. But yeah, you just got to do that once, and then it's good. Number 3, astronaut, 30 gamer score, activate the spaceship. So you're going to go to this one guy's garage, and he's got a spaceship in there. So you're going to need to get some duct tape, hardware, and pliers, and then you need to fix it, and then you're going to activate it. And when it comes to finding supplies and stuff, you will find them throughout. You can go ahead and search and all that. And actually, I wonder when you do things like this, I wonder if all 3 of those things are actually in the garage. They might actually be. All right. So for SOS, 10 gamer score, send a radio message with a big antenna. So at this person's house, it's kind of like a shop, like where you fix cars. There's a blockade of huge rocks. If you walk up and go past it, you're going to eventually get to a big antenna and a radio area. And you need to do this puzzle. And I'm not going to tell you how to do it, of course, mainly because I forgot. But it's for you to figure out anyway. That's kind of a spoiler. But you have to do a little puzzle, and then it will activate the antenna, and then you get that achievement. Right? And you don't have to do that for story progress, which is the reason why it's a miscellaneous. So yeah, it's behind that blockade near Lamonth's house. I think that's how you say his name. But yeah, it's like a shop that you would fix a car on. All right, so 5, also at the same place, repair the snowmobile. You need a whole bunch of stuff to repair this. Now, I am pretty sure that all the supplies and everything you need to repair it are in his house, in his garage, around his yard. I'm almost positive that it all is, but I got it all there anyway because I had collected everything in the other places. So I'm pretty sure it's all there, but you have to repair it. And then once you repair it, you can use a snowmobile. I never did, but you can because I was using my car. However, another thing, not however, if you restart a checkpoint, I think that snowmobile will like be there wherever you are. Same thing with the car. I think they're like just there. So, it's a cool thing when you're trying to get somewhere. But yeah, repair it and you can use it. Number 6, cozy ambiance. Light a dark area with the lantern. When you're at this one guy's house, he's got a gun. All right. Well, why? I'm not going to tell you why. There is a shed out by his house. You have to take the keys from inside his house. You got to go in and there's a lantern in the little shed. If you light the lantern in that shed, you'll get that achievement. Can you even believe it? Nah. And then obviously keep the lantern for other times. Number 7, revolution. While you're in the ice caves, you're going to find the rifle. So you just have to find it. Don't use it. If you're trying to not use a gun, don't use it. All right. Number 8, a star in the night. And this is shooting a flare at night. So there are flares all over in this game. I found earlier all the way towards the beginning of the map where you start. The first house you come to on the left, around there in the woods, there is a box, and that's where I found the flare. I mean, you'll see it in the video. But there are flares in numerous places. So you just need to find a flare. And also, after you get to a certain point of the game, kind of like where you're at the end game-ish, where you have to go to this... I'm not going to tell you what's happening, but there's a point in the game where it turns dark. And from that point on, it's dark until the end of the game. So just make sure you shoot it at night. All right, so the next one is kaboom. Clear the boulders near the LeChance's house. So behind the LeChance's house, you're going to find this like other cave, but it's blocked. You just have to use the dynamite, the TNT that you find in the ice cave to blow it up. And there are 3 TNT in the house, by the way, in the ice cave, by the way. So, I guess you need 1 for the ice cave, and then I forget if you need that third one, but you might as well grab all 3. All right, number 10, throw a stake at a strange creature. Yeah, so the stakes. What you need, you have to make sure you have 1 stake by the end of the game, the total end of the game after you, I don't want to give spoilers. So, yeah, there's going to be 1 final kind of like thing you have to get away from, and that's a strange creature. Okay, and so you just have to throw it at it and you get that achievement. And 11, bulletproof, shoot the Wendigo with the rifle. And so there's a Wendigo in this. Well, there you go. I mean, you're going to know that if you see that. And just make sure you shoot it with the rifle. So I shot it the second playthrough because I did no guns the first playthrough. Actually, let me just tell you for a second about the checkpoint system. You can manually save, but whenever you light a fire, you get a checkpoint. And it's like kind of doing a manual checkpoint, and I think there are also auto saves. So what happens is, are there auto saves? I don't remember. Just light fires. But anyway, you could actually go in and load a whole number of your saves, your auto saves or your saves, and then you can go back. So what I did was I beat the first one without shooting anything. Then I went back to the auto save, shot the Wendigo. And then I went, in my second playthrough, I didn't do rifle again. I did no weapons again. So, yeah, you can always go back and do that. That's also how I got all the missing stuff, which I will tell you next, coming up. Category number 3, collectible achievements. 11 achievements, 390 gamer score. Number 1 is photographer. Wow, what did I say? Photographer. Photographer. 10 gamer score. Take a picture needed for the investigation. Oh, man. All right, yeah, so I'm going to be putting up guides. Like I said, it's either a playlist or it's a single thing. I forget exactly what I'm going to put up. But it'll show you where all the pictures are. It'll show you where the talisman are. There's one that says all the documents, the crossbow bolts, all the houses and cabins. I mean, you're pretty much going to go to all of them. If you look at the map, you're going to find all that. And the unfinished chess games, there are 3 of them. The campfires, and all the treasure hunt items. So, all 10 of those, I'm going to try to put up things for that so you can see it. I'm also putting up a guide by Aussie Gamer, which is a really good guide, and he's got the whole playlist of the whole game. So if you want to follow along with that, he'll show you where to do stuff too. So yeah, you can either do either or. If you like following along, that's a really good guide to do. So yeah, so you have to find all this stuff. So the pictures you take, you need to make sure you find the film for the pictures. That's for 1 and 2. The talisman, you're going to need to find the magnet, which I'm sure you'll find. You're going to need the crowbar from the store to get that. But especially if you're watching the guide, you'll definitely get it. If you're watching Aussie Gamer's guide, and if you're going to have to put a wire on it, and that's going to help you get all the talisman. But they're all over the place. Then the documents, again, you need to watch a guide for it because there are a whole bunch of documents. Some are story related, some aren't. And then the crossbow bolts, there are I forget exactly how many, like 6 or 7, maybe 6, and they're in different spots in the game. Some you'll get automatically, some you won't. Every house and cabin, it's not too hard if you just look around and look at the map. By the way, on the map, items that you go to or places you go to or things that you found start to appear on the map. So if you're looking at a second map that has everything on it, like I kind of did also, you can see what you've done and what you haven't. So the chess games, there are 3 chess games in 3 different houses, and they're unfinished. So you just finish the chess game, and all the campfires in the wild, you do not have to light the campfires. I was lighting them all, and I found out later you do not have to actually light them all because I ran out of a fire starter. So yeah, you just have to go to them. And so number 10, collect the 10 letters from Martin Blazes. I don't know how to say his name. Treasure hunt. This one was annoying because I left it till the end. Do yourself a favor. Just find all of them with the guide before the end of the game, because once it turns dark, you have to do everything in the dark. And unfortunately, I left most of the stuff till the dark. I'll do it when the game's over. No, just do it. So yeah, it was annoying, but there are different treasures you could find in a little box, and then it shows you where the next treasure is. You follow the map. And number 11, find all evidence tied to Hamilton's death. After I finished the entire game, I still had this. I'm like, why do I still have this? Apparently, I didn't find every bit of information in every place. I kind of just found the ones I wanted to. I thought, oh, well, I went to this place. I didn't have to find every document, everything. I just found the documents that counted. But some things you look at and it shows you like a little, he talks and he says something. That's considered part of the evidence. So you have this little journal, and in it you can see what you have the evidence for and what you don't have the evidence for. And unfortunately, it's a little confusing sometimes, because that's why you need to follow the guide. Because there are some that are meant to be empty when you go to the last boss, the last final thing, and then when you go to that last final thing, then it will fill out. All right, so that's why you just got to follow the guide for this stuff. There's so many collectibles. To be honest, it's a little frustrating, but the guides I'm putting up will help you. Category 4, challenge achievements. 4 achievements for 215 gamer score, and this is my favorite part because I love challenges. Pink lungs, prohibition, and firearms I did on my first playthrough. All you got to do is, if you pick up any cigarettes by accident or any alcohol or water, you need to just discard it. Get rid of it just in case, so you don't use it. All right? You just don't do cigarettes, no problem. I don't even know why I would use cigarettes. Oh, I guess it would calm me down, because you have a meter where you can get like upset and anxious. So yeah, it would probably calm me down, but honestly, I did not need it. Same thing with alcohol. I didn't need it at all, and I have heard that if you drink any water as well, it will avoid the achievement. Number 3, firearms. It's not that hard just using melee. I found axe. Axe was the best, but there are a bunch of melee weapons. And by the way, you shooting the flare off at night does not count as a firearm. I shot the flare off at night and still got this achievement. All right, don't shoot it at a creature. I don't know if that counts. So then after that, I did the final one, Onwards on Foot, which, to be honest, was not very hard. It was just boring. Complete the game without using vehicles past the store. So once you get to the store, you're going to have your vehicle there, which you have to use up to there. You're going to go through a process of filling up the gas tank of the car, and then after that, don't touch it again. All right, don't touch it. Don't use the snowmobile. Don't do any of that. Now, of course, to help you with his playlist, Aussie Gamer 17 has a great guide. And it's only 1 minute over an hour. It's very short, and he shows you exactly where to go and how to do it to just get the story parts, so that you don't have to do all the extra stuff and you can just get to the end, no problem. He shows you where to where to go into a house so that you can get warmed, because the only thing that could really kill you besides the couple animals is freezing to death. So he'll show you exactly where to do that. So that's going to be up there with I think I might put it separately just now, even though it's still part of that same playlist. But yeah, everything you need to do is that, and it's not hard at all. That when I did that run, I did all 4 of these at the same time anyway, so you can get them all at once. And actually, I'm going to put up a video of me doing that at some point, so I'll have it on my channel too of me just doing that. All right, so this is it. This game is awesome. It was the story is actually really fascinating. I actually get bored with a lot of stories, but this one was really good. And when you're walking at night in this snow, or you're driving at night and you can't see in front of you, it's like a horror game. And it's fantastic. So I hope you play it, and I hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you next time on The Achievement Planner.